Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a brilliant looking puzzle here. Some sort of alien is staring out the screen at us, and I'm looking forward to having a go at this puzzle by Zoroish, who says, big fan of the channel, and I've used some of the puzzles with my students, which is great. Zoroish, clearly an educator who is teaching his students using variant Sudoku. That is what we want to see. And we don't necessarily want to see E.T. staring back at us from a puzzle. But I'll have a go at this in a moment. Don't forget that on Patreon, on the 1st of December, we've got a very new swipe right Sudoku hunt. You have to help us at the CTC dating agency by matching Sudokus together that are compatible. I think love is in the air. Come on. Help us out. Join us on Patreon. You can, before the 1st, you can watch Simon's incredible solve of Matty Didn't Call You Because He Had the Wrong Number by Lake, which is fantastic. And James Sinclair's rather brilliant Thank You Very Much, which is a top quality puzzle solved by Simon there. Give it a try. It's fabulous. There's also my crossword solves, connections videos, solution videos to last month's hunt. Brilliant stuff on Patreon. Check out our apps as well. They do feature line Sudoku and even domino Sudoku, although line Sudoku feels more relevant today. But also the latest Fog of War Sudoku with great puzzles by great authors. We've also got approachable Sudoku, and I am told that this puzzle is pretty approachable today. So I hope you'll have a go at it when we get there. I'm nearly there now. I'm just going to mention our merchandise, which is available on the links under the video, and of course SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, which you can also find on the links under the video and purchase there. Do consider those, but the first link under the video is to One Line, ? A debut by Zoroish. And the rules are as follows. Adjacent numbers on a first of all, normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Adjacent numbers on a green line differ by at least 5. So we could put 1 and 6 in here, or 1 and 8, but not 3 and 7. Adjacent numbers on an orange line. If the green lines are German whispers, the orange lines are called Dutch whispers. And adjacent numbers on an orange line differ by at least 4, slightly different rule. The endpoints of a grey line sum to 5. I think that's those two. That seems to be the only grey line I can see. The endpoints of a red line differ by at least 5. So that's like a German whispers connection between those two cells, or those two cells, or those two. Cells with a circle, that's the alien's eyes, are odd. Cells separated by an X add up to 10. And those are the rules. Give it a try. There's just, well, I know why it's called One Line ? Because is this one line, or is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lines? Who knows? In an alien culture, all lines join together. Let's, and I believe throughout the whole of the universe, parallel lines never meet. Anyway, let's get cracking and solve this. So, I know 3 things about German whisper lines. The first is that 5 never can go in a green cell, a cell with green in it, because there's no neighbour that 5 can have that is a Sudoku digit. So I'm placing 5 in box 1, appropriately in a circle. The next thing I know about these lines is that they alternate between higher than 5 and lower than 5 digits to maintain that difference. So we could call those purple and these green while we try and work out which is high and which is low. And that would be purple as well. And 4 and 6 can never be placed where their two neighbours would see each other. So this couldn't be a 4 because it can only be next to 9 on a green line. You can't put 9 in those two cells. So I think the 4 and the 6 in box 1 have to be in those cells, touching a 1 and a 9. And now, if you were to put 3 here, it would be a mistake, because the 2 digits on either side of it, which would have to be of the opposite polarity, would have to be high, would be 7 and 8, and then 3 would end up touching 7. So this couldn't be 3. By the same token, it couldn't be 7. The same is true for this cell, and they become a 2-8 pair. And then that's a 3-7 pair. Now, what was the rule on a grey line? The endpoints sum to 5. Right, so we found out what is high and what is low. This is low because these two digits add up to 5. So they are both under 5. They are definitely both low. Now I can alternate, well, first of all, let's change green to orange for high. Now I can alternate on this line. Those are orange, these are blue. And now the rule after that, 4 or 6 must connect to 1 or 9. Sorry, we now know that blue is low. We can just fill in the numbers. And box 1 is complete. Isn't that marvellous? So this is approachable. Now, the rule with the red line was the red line acted like a connector for the green line. So the endpoints of a red line differ by at least 5. So if that's blue, this is orange. I mean, I think that has to be right. Then we can just keep alternating blue, orange, blue, and I'm going to do it. I'm never scared to over pencil mark things. Blue, orange. Now I have to be a bit careful. Well, I don't actually. The effect of a red line is to turn its end into a green cell. So this cell is going to be at least 5 different from that. So that acts like there's a green line connecting exactly those two cells. Well, this one cannot be 5, the digit itself, because it's effectively green. And if it's on an orange line from this, it must be high. The only way you could avoid going high from a digit from 1 to 4 is by having 5 next. And we've just ruled out 5 here. So that's low, that's high, that's low. I'm going to keep colouring on the green. That's high. Then we jump to the other end of the red line, and that's high. And now I'm going to keep colouring around the green. And now I'm going to be a bit careful because 5 has got to make an appearance 9 times in the puzzle. We've only found one of them, and one of those might be somewhere. Well, no, actually it can't be here because this is green as well. So I'm going to keep going. Here is where I'm going to make my stand and say I don't know whether this is 5 or not. I do know where 5 is in the middle box because there's only one cell that's now not effectively green. Now 5 is in one of those two in box Fibbly-Watts, box 8. That's 5 in the central column, and that is 5 in row 3. How are we doing on 5s? That could be 5, so I can't place it in box 7. Okay, but I mean, that's good. We've got lots of low and high noted, highlighted. Oh, those two are going to add to 5, so that's a 4. That's got to be next to 9 on the line. Now, these are not allowed to be 1 by Sudoku. So they're 2, 3, or 4. This one could actually be 4. This one couldn't, because that cell would have to be 9 by this red line rule, and it can't be by Sudoku. This is low and is not 4 or 3, so that's 1 or 2. Now, one of these blue cells is a 4, and both of them connect with this cell. Remember, the red line connects the ends of it like green, and that connects directly to that. So that's a 9, whichever one of these is a 4. These are from 1, 2, 3. So is that digit. By Sudoku, one of those two is a 9. Oh, this is not a 4 because that would also have to be a 9. Sorry, that's very clear when you spot it. So that's a 4 and that's a 9, and that works for the placement of 9s in columns 4, 5, 6. Now, that connected to that is a whisper relationship. This one is not 6 or 9. In fact, these two are a 7, 8 pair. And they both connect by green to this cell, which isn't allowed to be 1 or 3, so we can write a 2 in there. This is now not a 2. If it's a 3, that has to be 8. These, I don't know, once we get this orange turning up on the line, I don't know whether I can write that these are a 1, 2, 3 triple. In fact, this one is not 1 or 4. This is 2 or 3. And I know, well, I would have known it couldn't be 4 on the green line. That is 2 or 3. Even on the Dutch line here, I have to be careful. This is 6, 7 or 8, and I don't know the answer. Oh, this is a 6, 7, 8 triple, and that's 1, 2 or 3. This is on the line between those two, so it's not 6. This one, well, this could be 6. If you went 1, 6, 2, that's obeying the rule. 6 is in one of those cells. In fact, how about this row? What have we got left? 3, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. I don't know quite how that works. This digit is high and not 6 or 7. This digit is high but not 8 or 9. So I'm going to put 6 or 7 there. Now, there is a green line connection between those cells. That's what the red rule is. So this can't be 6. This is 7, and that's 2. And then this is 1. Now 7 is not in those cells, and it is here. Let's look down the column. That gives us 8. That does give us 6 at the bottom. That makes that 2 on the orange line and 1 on the whisper. And that makes this 3, which connects via this red line to an 8. There we go. Now, these can't be 3s. They're a 1, 2 pair. That is a 3, therefore. And on the whisper, this is not a 6. And by Sudoku, it's not an 8. So this is really manageable. 6 on the green line connects to 1, and the central box is done. This is now a 4, 5 pair. This is 7 and 8, and I can write them in. 3 and 6 at the top, and 2 and 8, and box 2 is done. That makes this a 9, and this one a 4, and that green line works beautifully. That has to be odd because of the alien's eye, so that one is more helpful than the left eye. I suppose that's the alien's right eye if it's looking at me. Now, I could either look at this tail of the line, or I could look at these X's. I'm going to look at the X's, which are not in this row, either 1, 9 or 4, 6. So they are 2, 8 and 3, 7. This one is not 3 or 7, this digit, because of those. So that's a 2, 8X. This is a 3, 7X, and we know the order because of this digit. We don't know the order over here. We'll get to that. 2 in column 3 seems to have to be there, a hidden single. In the rest of the row, we have a 4 and a 9. 1, 5, 3, 7, 2. We need an 8 in column 2, another hidden single. There it is. 9 in box 4 is in one of those two, and then it's placed in column 2. Maybe I should be just trying to finish off column 2, but I don't know what to do with that 4, 6 pair. Digits halfway along a red line are not referred to in the rules at all, which is quite strange. This is a 1, 5 pair. Okay, I'm going to have to look at this line. In the bottom row, I have 3, 4, 5 and 8 still to place. Right, that is good, because this digit can't be 3 or 4 by the Dutch whisper rule. Now, by Sudoku, this one can't be 9, 3, 7, 8 or 2. Now, if that's a 5, this has to be a 1, because 4 and 6 are too close. In fact, yes. I don't think this can be 5 or 6, because it will always be too close to that. So this is 1 or 4, so I can mark that as low and this one as high. And this is not allowed to be 9, 8 or 7, so that is a 6. That's touching a 1, and that doesn't resolve this cell. But it does resolve column 3, which resolves column 6. This column 2 is done. 3 to 1. We've got 4, 9, 5 to place coming down column 1 there. These are from 136. Well, that has to be a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. And then we have 7 and 9, which are not resolved. This 6 has looked up to row 2 and finished that off. This 8 looks down to row 9 and puts a 5 there. And we've really just got box 6 to do. We've got a 2-8 pair, which are now resolved by the 2 that I just placed in box 9. That makes this a 4. This is a 5-6 pair. They are done. That does my trio in column 1. This is a 3 and a 9. That's a 4. The 9 has fixed 7 and 9. Now I've got 7 and something else, which is a 1 to finish the puzzle. Let's get rid of the colour. Let's get rid of... hitting the wrong button there. Let's get rid of the colouring to show the alien in all his mercy. As we complete one line with a 1. Of course we do. And there we go. That is the solution to one line, question mark, by Zorro-ish. And a very approachable puzzle it is too. So I hope you had a go at that. And I hope if this was your first try at maybe getting one of these done, that this one was manageable. You really just have to follow through what the rules mean and it can be done. Especially if you've watched our videos before. And if you struggle with this, watch more of them and you'll learn more techniques to solve more puzzles. Thank you very much for watching, as always. And we'll be back with you tomorrow with 2 new Sudoku puzzles. Bye for now.